Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your love and romance reading for April 2022. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to connect and see what messages are coming up for the Sagittarius collective. We do have a new moon in Aries happening April 1st. We're coming into an astrological new year and it's a new moon, so it's an excellent time for starting fresh. It's an excellent time of doing things in a new way. But we're going to see what's coming up around love and romance for our dear Saggies in the month of April. So the first card coming up, and I'm going to scoot you just a little bit closer. First card coming up here for our Sagittarius friends is the King of Wands. And this is you and your beautiful energy, right? You guys, Sagittarius, your fire sign. This is you and your beautiful element. The King of Wands can also sometimes in my readings come up to say that we're manifesting passion, but not fly-by-night passion. Not the Knight of Wands kind of passion, right? Knight of Wands is here today, gone tomorrow. King of Wands would be more of where it's more of like a lover, someone where there is emotion, there is feeling, there is, talking and laughter and pillow talk and cuddling and all that kind of stuff. There's an emotional connection. But sometimes this card can mean for me that even though you guys have a really strong connection and a lot of passion and there's feelings here for each other, it's not just wham bam thank you ma'am, there's feelings here, you all might not be on the same path. So this might not be somebody that you get to spend a lot of time with during the day. This might not be someone that your friends and family are spending time with their friends and family. Like your lives aren't exactly meshing, even though you have a very strong bond and a very strong connection. This is a general reading. So this card is going to come up in different ways for different ones of you. But some of you have been having that pattern. You've been like, I've been manifesting these situationships, but they don't seem to progress past that. So if this is the case, my dears and my darlings, if this is the case for you, Sagittarius, where you're manifesting these emotionally, physically intimate connections that don't seem to move past that into the everyday life, into planning a future, living together, getting married, then it's a good time for you to include in your daydreaming, fantasizing, vision boarding, manifesting exercises. It's a good idea for you to envision your ideal relationship and what that relationship looks like in the everyday life. How does this person express love to you? Or how do you want them to express love to you at 9 a.m. on a Thursday, 4 p.m. on a Sunday, in those mundane moments? What is everyday life like with this person? You have the passion part down, but what is the everyday life like? What is the everyday relationship like? These are the things you want to incorporate in your visualizing or in your manifesting. King of Wands can also be a type of person who's coming in. And in this case, some of you might say, oh my gosh, that sounds wonderful. Yes, please bring on the King of Wands. In terms of personality and characteristics, King of Wands is the self-made man. He is someone who came up from nothing. Maybe this is something you're resonating with and you're saying, hey, I'm the King of Wands. Maybe you're coming with energy. He came up from nothing. And one of the background stories I read around King of Wands basically said he wasn't born royalty. He was just a common person. And he was born in a land where there was a lot of poverty. There weren't opportunities. But he saw a way that he could fulfill a need in the community, and that led to him establishing abundance. He began to create a sense of economy in a place where there wasn't any barter, there wasn't anything going on. And the people were like, oh my gosh, you're so brilliant. Please lead us. Please show us the way. So they made him king. and he began to create a flourishing town. He began to create a flourishing system, right? Where people had abundance and they could barter and they could trade and they could all, have their needs met and flourish as a town, as a society. And so there's this self-made man energy, there's this creativity, there's this entrepreneurship with this King of Wands. And so some of you may be stepping into this energy, some of you may be calling in this kind of person. The thing also about the King of Wands is he loves to mentor, right? He may see somebody and be like, man, that I sure do remember myself at that age. When I look at this person, they remind me a lot of me at that age. And so they want to help, they want to build others up, they want to mentor and teach and give back to their community. So this could be the kind of person that some of you are manifesting. Some of you may be feeling like you want to give back to your community, and in that process you may be meeting a significant partner. The next card romantic partner. Next card that's coming up here is the Nine of Cups. And this is wishes coming true, right? This is wish fulfillment, wishes coming true. Let's see if I'm picking up anything intuitively about this card. Some of you Sagittarius have become a little disillusioned with love because you've had a lot of these moments with these relationships in the past where it seems like it was going to go somewhere, and last minute it just falls apart. It just disintegrates before your very eyes. Things were moving along, it looked like it was going to get somewhere, and it falls apart. There's an expression in one of the languages in India. They speak many languages in India, and I'm not sure which dialect or which language it is, but I had a client that told me, that translated an expression in her language in India, and it was, every time I'm about to take a bite from the fruit, it falls from my hand and rolls away. And I thought that was the most brilliant way of describing that kind of situation, right? So apparently there's an expression in that language, and some of you feel that way, right? You've got that great big juicy plum or peach or apple or pear in your hand, and you're just about to take a bite and like just enjoy it, and it falls from your hand and rolls away. Love for you has been these moments escaping you right when you think this is it. You've had a lot of false starts. This was happening because you were being protected. Okay, Sagittarius, those of you who watch the weekly forecasts, you guys have been on fire. Sagittarius is going through such an amazing transformation right now. You guys are really coming up into some very high energy, and a lot of the Sagittarius, the energy coming in for you guys are the ones that are breaking the negative cycles, the generational curses, the dysfunctions. You guys are the ones coming in and breaking it in your families, and the future generations won't have to suffer in that way. And so in this beautiful energy, a lot of you have had lower vibrational energies, lower vibrational frequencies coming in and trying to stop you from making that change. And Spirit has said, nope, we're not going to allow this. We're not going to allow this imposter to dupe Sagittarius and to pull Sagittarius in. And so there's been divine intervention. It was that Holy Spirit or that Holy Ghost coming in and smacking that fruit out of your hand. Okay? It wasn't what it appeared to be. It was more like the poisoned apple from Snow White, and Spirit was saying, nope, So that a lot of you are coming out of a time where there's been a lot of divine intervention, and finally now you're coming into a time where that divine intervention won't be necessary, because this is a good relationship. This is a good situation or a good person. I do feel some of you also might be manifesting more of a companion versus a spouse, in that you're wanting the relationship and the connection, but you might not be in a place where you're really fully ready to share your space with somebody or live with somebody. You might want to be working together towards the future, but you might not be completely and totally there where you're like ready to cement everything down into like just making it completely and totally final, right? Signing on the dotted line, making everything official, cementing your lives together. You might not be there just yet where you're ready for it to be permanent, but you're building towards the future together. You're spending time together with each other's friends, with each other's family. I also feel a sense of travel. This might be somebody that you're going to be able to travel with. And it could be also that maybe in the past you've been finding a lot of partners that struggle financially, and so there may be things that you've been wanting to do or saving money for, that you're like, man, am I ever going to find someone that can meet me in this way? Because you're not about to do all expenses paid trip for people, you know. So you're like, when am I going to find somebody that can put in their share or put in their portion? And I feel some of you are manifesting that, a companion and someone that you can travel with. The next card that's coming up here is the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles can be uncertain economical times, as I said. And I feel some of you Sagittarius, you've been cautious with your money, or you're doing things in a way where you're wanting to make certain priorities. Like, this is what I'm going to do with my money. This is where I'm not going to spend my money. And this is where I'm going to put my money. So I feel like a lot of you are manifesting a partner that's going to have that same ideology or that same goal as you. Five of Pentacles can also be that some of you Sagittarius, maybe you feel a little bit down on your luck right now. Maybe you're not feeling so cute. Maybe you're not feeling so attractive. Maybe some of you have been really hit hard financially by what's happening in the world right now with that which shall not be named, right? All of the Rona craziness. And maybe some of you have walked away from a job because of not feeling comfortable with certain requirements or things, and you just felt it wasn't safe. And so some of you might feel like you're at your lowest right now. This applies also if you're already coupled or already married. You might be feeling kind of low on yourself. You might be feeling kind of like this isn't the time that anybody is going to want me. But on the contrary, the Five of Pentacles is when we might feel kind of lost or out there on our own, or we may be having financial concerns. But in this difficult, unpredictable time, we find our true blue friends. We find our true blue companions and the people who are in our life for the right reasons. Some of you have heard me refer to the Five of Pentacles as the Wizard of Oz card. Like, Dorothy is lost. She's trying to find her way. And in that process, she finds her soul family, essentially, right? And so this is the thing. You might feel like you don't have a lot to offer, but that's the thing. The energy that's going to be in your life, they don't need you to do anything, or they're not coming to you with their hands out. They just want you. They want to be around you. You are enough. You are what matters. So some of you are going to experience this deepening or this depth of your relationships and your connections. You're growing closer together through the uncertain times, instead of bickering and fighting and coming apart. You're becoming closer with each other. You're getting through the challenging times together. There's a sense of loyal lover, loyal companion, us against the world kind of energy with the Five of Pentacles. Now, the next card coming up for Sagittarius is the Emperor. And this could be both Aries or Scorpio energies. Some of you could be dealing with an Aries or a Scorpio. Gosh, that light is bright. Let's try to reduce this glare here. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio or an Aries. The fact that it's a major arcana card tells us that this would be a very significant soulmate, though, or a very significant connection that you all have met with the purpose of being able to establish security, stability, order, permanence, okay? Like this would be something very stable, very long-term, very grounded. If you have a Scorpio or Aries placement, there could be big changes and big shifts happening for you in those areas of your life or in those houses that are improving your love life or leading you to a significant partner. The Emperor can also be father. So some of you may be feeling the desire to step into the role of being a father, whether it is finding someone to have your child and raise a family together, or if you're feeling like you would step into a role as like a stepfather, right? Maybe you're going to be more open to it and say, well, you know what, I'm open to like being a stepdad or adopting. Some of you are coming into that paternal energy. Some of you are manifesting someone who's going to father your children or child, or step in and be a stepfather to children you may have from a previous relationship. There's an element of fatherhood with the Emperor. The Emperor can also be the divine masculine. Okay, the divine masculine. And so some of you are manifesting a divine masculine or stepping into divine masculine energy. The Emperor is also very independent. Very independent. In Sagittarius, some of you maybe have been needing this. Maybe some of you feel like you've dealt with a lot of clingy people and now you're coming into where there's good solid boundaries. And this is someone who's not going to be clingy. Emperor also comes in with the energy of like a father figure or a grandfather or ancestors on your paternal side of the family who have passed away that might be coming into the situation and trying to help. So maybe for some of you, you do have family from the other side coming in and playing matchmaker. That could definitely be the case for some of you. I will say this. Sometimes when our family plays matchmaker, it's because they see an opportunity for the two people they're bringing together to break out of generational curses, which we touched on in the beginning of this reading, and to heal. So this could be someone who comes from a similar family background as you, and this could be someone who, like you, is really working to better themselves. So it's like together you guys are changing the narrative in this relationship, but you may have had very similar dysfunctional situations growing up or inherited patterns growing up that you may be breaking out of. Your last card here is the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords is when we begin to feel fear, we begin to worry, we're concerned and we're worried about all of the things that might go wrong, right? And the Nine of Swords says, look, that's negative ego. Negative ego hates change, so the closer you are to a big change, the more negative ego is going to mess with you to try to get you to give up so that the change won't occur. What we need to do when we're in this fear energy is to ask ourselves, okay, what am I afraid of? What are some things that I could do to protect the situation so that these things don't happen? And what are some things that I could do to lay out a little safety net or a plan B or a plan C in case they do happen? The rest we take up in prayer and we surrender to God. Dear God, here's all the things that I'm scared might go wrong. I ask that if it's in the best and highest good of all involved, that these things not happen. But if for some reason they must, please help me get through them quickly and as painlessly as possible. If there's anything I'm missing about the situation, anything that I could do better, please help me to see that and guide me through that as well. You might have a lot of fear or a lot of worry that, oh my gosh, like I'm really happy, things are going well. When are they going to go wrong? Right? It's that limited thinking or that fear of like, well, it's bound to go wrong. Things don't work out for me, you know. And so this is thinking you want to try to work out of, maybe through positive affirmation, prayer, meditation, and just take this up in prayer. Do the best you can and surrender the outcome, okay? But there's definitely a happy, positive shift here. There's definitely someone with whom you can grow. Like this is a love where there's growth and unity and loyalty and emotional intimacy and passion and, discovering yourselves, discovering the world, exploring. This feels like a best friend energy, a best friend where there's also feelings and passion. Okay, so you may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign. If this is none of those, excuse me, you may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. There's a link in the description of the video that will take you to the scheduling page. Weekly forecasts are also linked in the description. Don't forget to check out the card of the day as well. It might be nice or helpful to start the day off with a daily message. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I'm wishing you all a wonderful April. Hopefully I'll see you all in the weekly forecast and the daily polls as well. Take care and be well, my dears.